Hello everybody. In this video we have Dean Phillips. He's pretty much a generic Democrat running the primary against Biden. He's a Minnesota House rep up against former President Donald Trump. So again, Dean Phillips, he'll probably perform just about as the average Democrat would against Donald Trump. He isn't as disliked as Harris or Biden. Uh, he wouldn't be seen as elitist as Gavin Newsom. So again, I think he's actually a pretty decent Democrat to run against Donald Trump here. He doesn't have a lot of political baggage. He's decently bipartisan in Congress, so I think he'll do well with independent voters, and he doesn't have the toxic baggage that Donald Trump has as a candidate. So he's a fresh face for the Democrats to run, and again, I think he would win over most Democratic support here in these states. So starting with the first few states, Iowa and Ohio, I think they'll go down to about likely Republican margins here. I think Phillips would be a bit more well-liked in these states than Biden would be. In Nebraska second would probably be a likely blue district. In Florida, it's just a Republican state at this point. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes safe Republican eventually in the future. Texas, on the other hand, I think Dean Phillips could get it within a 4-point Trump victory. Just being a generic Democrat here would probably be better than being Biden in this state. So again, I could see him making it a lot more competitive than usual than it was in the past. Alaska would probably still be likely Republican. Again, ranked choice voting would definitely help Dems here. In Maine at large, I'd probably have Maine as a safe blue district or safe blue state, and Maine's first is safe blue. Again, you run a generic Democrat against Trump here. I think they'll be most of the time able to win Maine by a safe margin against him. Well, I have Maine second going to Trump by a likely Republican one. In the state of Colorado, I have this as a safe blue state. Same with New Mexico, Virginia, Dean Phillips' home state of Minnesota. I think he'll perform extremely well here and in the Midwestern states. New Hampshire I also have as a likely blue state. In Nevada and Arizona, most polls, if you run a generic Dem against Trump here, they'll probably pretty easily win in both of these states just due to independent voters breaking the Democrats' way. And now we have the 3 Rust Belt states here. Again, I think Phillips, he's decent on the issues. He's a generic Democrat, and most generic Democrats would probably be able to defeat Donald Trump. They don't have the unpopularity that the Biden administration has. So again, I see Michigan, PA, and Wisconsin probably all going towards Dean Phillips here against Donald Trump. Again, Donald Trump's he's pretty unfavorable here. He's like negative 10 or 15 in the polls. That's just not a good candidate, especially for running against a more fresh candidate like Dean Phillips. In the state of North Carolina, still have the state going narrowly towards Donald Trump. I think it'll just be a pretty close race here, but I don't think Phillips has the best Southern support in the United States. In Georgia, he'll still win just because of Trump's just still pretty dislikes in the state of Georgia, but only by a narrow tilt margin. Again, I don't think Phillips would generate the most enthusiasm in these southern states. He's more of a Rust Belt type of candidate, or someone who would appeal well to independents in Arizona and Nevada. So, again, I don't think he'd do the best with minority voters. He'd probably just do good enough just to tilt Georgia the Democrats' way. But other than that, I think Phillips would probably beat Donald Trump in the general election. But it's very unlikely Phillips becomes the Democratic nominee. That involves him, like, winning the New Hampshire primary or something crazy like that. But other than that, if you enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments below. If you aren't subscribed to the channel already, you should totally do so. We're going to keep growing as a channel in the future. Hopefully by 2024, we... I don't know, get a few more thousand subscribers. I think that would be kind of cool. But other than that, I'll see you all in the next video. Thanks for watching.